After the Punisher dies and is taken to Valhalla by Odin himself, Frank begins causing so much trouble in that paradise that Odin quickly confronts him, asking why he seems to hate the place so much. Frank replies that he simply doesn't want to be there, because he still feels guilty about the wrong things he did when he was the Ghost Rider, as well as the painful fact that his family is still dead. Odin then decides to take Frank to his old Ghost Rider gear and offers him a second chance at life, along with his powers, so that he can redeem himself for his past mistakes. Frank of course accepts immediately and asks Odin for one more favor, to send him back in time to the planet Titan. Once there, Frank immediately tracks down the infant Thanos and prepares to kill him before he can become evil. However, after baby Thanos attacks Frank in self-defense and Frank attempts to use the penance stare on him, the Punisher realizes that Thanos is still innocent. Instead of killing him, Frank decides to take the child and raise him himself, hoping to shape him into a good person. From that point on, he takes Thanos everywhere with him and does his best to set a positive example for his new son. A few days later, Galactus suddenly appears and demands that Frank hand over the baby so he can kill him. Frank refuses, and at that exact moment, the Watcher intervenes, warning Frank that this will be the worst decision of his life. Soon after, the Guardians of the Galaxy arrive as well, explaining that in their future, Thanos still becomes evil even after being raised by Frank. They quickly call for backup, gathering nearly all of Marvel's heroes to stop the Cosmic Ghost Rider. At that point, Frank simply tosses baby Thanos to the Watcher, asking him to keep an eye on the child, and immediately charges into battle, fully prepared. In the end, he manages to defeat nearly all the heroes present before eventually being taken down by the few who remain. Minutes later, when Frank regains consciousness, he sees that baby Thanos is finishing the fight for him. Frank immediately scolds his son, only to be interrupted seconds later by none other than Thanos himself from the future, the very version Frank has been raising. Future Thanos then invites his father to visit the future with him. At first, Frank is impressed, believing he has done a good job raising him. However, his perception quickly changes when he sees the massive camps Thanos has created to isolate criminals from the rest of the world. Thanos explains that this was the only way he could maintain peace without killing anyone. But when Frank angrily tells him that it's wrong and that those people deserve a second chance, Thanos tries to prove his point by showing Frank a younger version of himself living happily with his family. Even so, Frank refuses to believe it's real. This leads to a fight between the two, which ends with Frank using the cosmic penance stare on Thanos, erasing him from existence entirely. After all the chaos is over, Frank returns baby Thanos to the place where he found him and walks away, hoping to find another way to atone for his past mistakes.